I love fiction for all ages with Usborne Books More, so let's dive in and take a look at some. For your youngest readers, the That's Not My series is wonderful. These are touchy-feely books with a cute mouse to spot on every page and high contrast pictures. A great value is our board book series. We have a lot in this series for $4.99. These are your classic stories with beautiful illustrations and board book pages. Don't tickle the lion, you might make it roar. It's a really fun combination of touchy-feely patches and animal sounds that your kids are gonna adore. One of my favorite things at Usborne Books More are our combined volumes. Not only are they a great value, but it's the best way to have your kids read lots of books. You get through the first story and they see the next story and they say, "Oh Mom, can we read that one too?" And pretty soon you've gotten in that 30 minutes of reading and they don't even know. Complete Book of Farmyard Tales is one of our oldest and most beloved storybooks. This is a combined volume that follows Poppy and Sam through their adventures on Apple Tree Farm. There's a read-along CD, there's a duck to spot on every page, and there are 2 sets of text. There's easy text that you can read along the top and the story will make sense, or you can read it in addition to the bottom, or you can take turns. Your child can read and you can read. However you enjoy this book, we know it'll be a family favorite. For learning those basics like your ABCs and your 1, 2, 3s, our pop-up books are fabulous. They're beautifully illustrated, rhyming stories that you can actually engage with in so many ways other than just reading the book. You can use them as seek and finds, you can help your kids practice counting and finding things on the page, and you can just have a lot of fun. We all know the value of nursery rhymes and how they can really help our kids with language acquisition and understanding rhyming and predictability in text. So the Big Book of Nursery Rhymes is a great addition to tell you all those classic fairy tales with beautiful illustrations and pages that your kids can't rip. My all-time favorite picture book is Can I Join Your Club? This is the first book that my son started to finish the words and the sentences of. It follows Duck as he asks people if he can join their club, but he's just not quite the same as any of the other animals, so he finally decides to make a club of his own so he can never have too many friends. The Biggest Story is a really cute adventure of this little boy who wants his mom to make up a story, but she doesn't have time. So he makes up his own story and everyone loves it. It even gives you a little story starter in the end so you and your child can make up the story together as well. Beast Feast is our newest book from Emma Yartlett, the author of Nibbles and Dragon Post. And Beast finds a little boy he's going to have for dinner, so he starts writing notes to all of his beast friends, and they write it back and let him know just how they would like dinner prepared. And as he is preparing dinner, they end up becoming friends. And we'll just have to wait and see what happens in the end. Our beloved chapter book series, Billy B. Brown and Hey Jack, are perfect if you have kids that are in kindergarten or first grade, second grade, just starting to read chapter books on their own. These are great for building confidence, and if you have struggling readers, this would be the first book series that I would recommend for you. Billy and the Mini Monsters is a super silly, full-color illustrated chapter book all about this little boy who has a set of monsters that live in a sock drawer. If you have little girls that love fairies, ponies, and unicorns, fairy ponies and fairy unicorns will be a hit with them. This illustrated chapter book talks about a little girl who finds a magical world of fairy ponies and unicorns that she gets to join. Polly and Buster is probably my personal favorite chapter book series that we have. It tells the story of a witch and a monster who are not supposed to be friends in the world that they live in, but they overcome all kinds of obstacles and show everybody that friendship doesn't have one way that it can look. We have an incredible new series called The Extraordinary Life of that will tell you the biographical stories of some amazing heroes from our world. Scientists, people that overcame huge obstacles, and civil rights activists. If you have a sports fan, Patty Mills, the NBA star and Australian Olympian, has written a chapter book series just for you. You'll not only have fun learning about his childhood learning basketball, but you'll also learn some really interesting facts about Australian life. 6 Chelsea Walk is a unique chapter book series. There's 3 of them, and they all take place in the same building in 3 different time periods. So you're going to not only enjoy following the girls on their adventures at 6 Chelsea Walk, but you're also going to learn a lot of great historical information as well. Our graphic novels are a huge hit because these comic book style stories tell classic tales that your kids are going to want to know. Everything from Alice in Wonderland to Thor to Robin Hood to the Odyssey. And If you love the classics, our illustrated originals are what you need in your library. These are unabridged versions, and right now we have 12 of classic stories that you're going to want your kids to grow up with, along with beautiful illustrations throughout to keep them engaged. I hope you found some great fiction you can't wait to add to your library.